What's up guys, my name is Liam, and today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Pwnage Zenblade 65. This is a Hall Effect gaming keyboard. The aesthetic of this looks incredible, and I had to check it out since I've been a fan of the Stormbreaker. So how does this stack up against the competition, and more importantly, is this going to be the perfect gaming keyboard for you? Let's check it out. Before we get started today, I did want to let you know this was sent out to me. However, everything you're going to be hearing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. And inside the box, there's a lot of foam in here to keep it nice and secure. But included, they do have a user manual. It does come with some additional grip tape for the keys, then a keycap puller, and it also does come with a USB-C cable. And here's a look at the keyboard itself. The second that I saw this announced, I knew how to get my hands on it. Just the aesthetic of this is perfect for me. I do kind of prefer more of these minimalistic looking styles, so the fact that this keyboard is all silver, and I do like the black keycaps, just the whole look of this really does fit my look. The key layout on this is almost perfect for me. I really do appreciate the fact that they do have a control key over here on the right hand side. I do generally prefer the delete key up here in the top right hand corner. Obviously that's something I can go in and adjust in the software, and I do understand why they did put the back tick key up here in the top right hand side for people that play games where they do use the console commands. But aside from that, I really do feel like the layout of this is really fantastic and almost perfect. And once I first got this out of the box, I was just really impressed with the overall feeling of this thing. It is probably, if not the heaviest keyboard that I have, one of the heaviest that I got, even heavier than a lot of my 75% layouts. So this thing is just built super solid and it feels like a tank. The port for the USB-C is over here on the top left hand side, and looking over here on the bottom, this back plate is screwed into this, but like I said, this is all one solid aluminum piece, and it does have these rubberized feet down here, these two down here in the bottom corner, and these up here kind of at the top. So the way that this is angled, I do really feel like this is a solid angle, and just again, the weight of this thing, I have not had any issues with it at all moving around on me. And even up here in the front, I do even like how they have a little bit of this additional lip right here. I don't feel like the front of this keyboard sits up too high or anything like that. So all around, as I've been using this and just positioning my hands on this, whether I'm typing or gaming on it, it feels very natural, very comfortable. So the layout of this, I really do feel like they nailed it out of the park. This does offer a really solid sound signature, and the keys on here, they just really feel great. So let's go ahead and break down the inside, and then we'll follow that up and we'll drop a sound test. Here's a close-up look of the PBT keycaps that do come included. You do get your option of choosing between the shine-through keycaps or the non-shine-through ones. I do go for the shine-through keycaps. These are just what I personally prefer, and they do feel really good quality. And here's a close-up look of the Gateron switches that do come included. On the bottom there is a hole. So the springs on these are rated with an initial of 30 GF and a bottom out of 60 GF. And to be honest with you, they do feel a little bit on the stiffer end since I've gotten them out of the box. I do feel like the more that I've been using it, they have kind of loosened up and become a little bit lighter, but they're using a custom lube job on the inside here. And as you can see, it does have this dual rail design. So as I go back and forth and testing these, there isn't a whole lot of stem wobble. They feel nice and solid, and I really have been enjoying the feeling of these switches a lot. Here's a close-up look of the plate that the switches do sit in, and in case you were interested in seeing the PCB down there at the bottom, here's what it looks like. So the layout of this is right in between this switch plate and the PCB. They're using a silicone dampener, and over here on the back, here's a close-up of what the actual PCB itself looks like. And directly underneath the PCB, they are using this pour-on foam, and then down here at the bottom is where you just have the solid piece of aluminum, and as you can see, this is actually mounted into the bottom of the base itself. So let's go ahead and drop the sound test. For the software, the Zenblade 65 does utilize this easy-to-use web app. Just come over here to connect everything. And starting on this first tab for the lighting up here in the top left-hand corner, it does allow you to either turn off or keep on the lighting here. As you can see, there's a bunch of different varying presets. If you kept it on static, this does allow you to change the brightness and the color right here. And over here, if you're using one of the effects, it does allow you to adjust the speed. Next up, the most important tab is for the actuations. So currently with this keyboard, you do have an option to set up different presets over here on the left hand side, and then simply just coming down here, you have two options. You have just the press threshold and the release threshold. Here's a free to assign button, reassign another preset, and assign to all option down here. So with the press threshold, that does allow you to make adjustments as low as 0.1 millimeters and adjust it in 0.1 millimeter increments all the way up to 4 millimeters. And the same thing goes over here on the release threshold. With my experience with using this, the 0.1 millimeter has been way too sensitive for me. I get a lot of double spaces when typing and stuff like that. You can still use it fine in game, but when you start typing and stuff like that, you start having issues. I've kind of found the sweet spot for me has been somewhere around between 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters right there on the press threshold. And the 0.1 millimeter on the release has been working fine for me. I haven't noticed too many issues to get the quickest latency for the release. Over here on the next tab, real simple, just recombine different keys. So for example, if I wanted to come over here and change the S to R, you can just simply do it like that. So here's the different types of keys that does allow you to do that for the standard, your extended options, media keys, and it does allow you to set up macros that you put together yourself over here on the macros tab. And aside from that, that is really as straightforward and simple as it goes. I really do like this layout. I think that this keyboard animation on here, very easy to use, looks really cool. And there currently is no advanced options for anything like a DKS, mod tap, snap tap, anything like that. I did communicate with Pwnage, and this is something that they are working on bringing to the keyboard, hopefully in the near future. And for the performance, I did use this solenoid test with this high-speed camera to slow the footage down. And just to put out a quick disclaimer on these tests, there could be different variances with the end-to-end system latency, the fact that you are using mechanical parts to actually run these tests. But I do this just for fun, just kind of get some type of an idea on how the real-world results are going to look. And I did run these tests back-to-back 10 times on the Pwnage for the press and the release, and then 10 times on the Zenblade 65 for the press and release as well. And as I was going back and forth and tallying these up, and the end result that I got between both of these is they both were a dead even tie, with the Pwnage winning 5 times on the press, the Pwnage winning 5 times on the press as well. But when it came to the release, the Pwnage actually did take the lead, winning 6 times, where the Pwnage won 4 times. So I was really impressed to see that this was holding its own, even against the Pwnage 60HE, and going back and forth between both of them in terms of movement for first-person shooter games, which is what I generally use them for. I wasn't able to notice any type of a major real-world difference. All right, guys, so that about wraps things up on the Pwnage Zenblade 65. So if you're looking for a keyboard with really good performance and a fantastic feeling out of the box, I really do feel like this is all around a win for Pwnage. I'm really looking forward to see what the future holds for them. Just the layout of this, even with the software looking as great as it is, it's going to be really cool to see what they're going to be able to come up with as far as like a feature of DKS, mod tap, snap tap, and other types of features like that. But as things stand, this is easily one of the best feeling 65 style keyboards that I have gotten out of the box, and the fact that it does perform so well in game, I can absolutely recommend checking it out. So if you have any questions or feel like I left anything out, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.